You just fixed my car. I'm having the same exact problem as before. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It can happen. What's the problem? What was the problem before? Don't start off a conversation with me that way. Seriously. It draws angst right away. Don't attack me. Let's figure out what the problem is. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. Do I misdiagnose things? I have. You know, I think we all do. But don't come at me that way. I always make things right. Always. I've never not stood behind what I do. And I'll always do the right thing by my customer. Every single time. Just don't be that person to me, if you know what I mean. So the car here in question right now is a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And if you remember a month ago, I put a radiator in it. It came in with a coolant leak. Pressure tested it, coolant pouring out from the radiator. So I showed me changing a radiator in it. Here's the vehicle. So we towed it in because it's doing the exact same thing as before. Okay. So, like I said, right off the bat, I don't like when people do that. Let's figure out what the problem is first. You know, don't come at me with an attitude because you're going to lose. So we get it in, and I haven't done anything yet to it. All I did was take the radiator cap off. However, I did notice something right away as soon as I got in it. So here we go. And hop in it. Why don't you tell me if you notice what I notice? See that? That's coolant. That's all coolant. So now, is it the same problem you had before? Nope. It's a coolant leak like you had before. It's not the same problem you had before. I try to explain to people, you know, with different scenarios, like check engine lights, coolant leaks, for example. You got a coolant leak. Okay. You have freeze plugs. You have head gasket. You have a water pump. You have hoses, multiple hoses. Some cars have 25 hoses on them. You know, little teeny tiny hoses that run to throttle bodies and stuff like that. You have heater cores, excuse me. You have auxiliary water pumps. You have turbochargers on some cars. You know, you have tranny coolers that use engine coolant. You have, with vehicles with rear heat and AC, you have underbody lines. You have a rear heater core. You have multiple places where you can have a leak. Just because I fixed one leak doesn't mean you can't have a leak somewhere else also. Check engine lights is another great example. Oh, you just fixed that. No, I fixed a problem. There's 1,000 different reasons on certain cars that can cause a check engine light to come on. 1,000 different codes. So, all right, I don't mean to rant, but obviously this is not my fault. I did everything right. The heater core, I can't predict that. You know, granted, it was a month ago. Actually, a month and a day ago. You've had it ever since then. So, as a matter of fact, hold on. Guy drove 450 miles in a month and a day. So you can't tell me you had the same problem because the thing would leak coolant out everywhere before. So now I'm going to have to call the guy and see if he wants to do a heater core. Maybe he wants to bypass it. I don't know. Not my concern at this point. My concern is, let me tell him what's going on and let him make the decision. You know, it's, like I said, not my fault. Anyway, sorry for the rant. That's it for now. Hope you're getting something out of my videos. If the guy decides to do the heater core, I'll make a video on it. So, even if I got to bypass it, I'll make a video on that. Alright guys, getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.